How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is August 2nd, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Red Velvet versus Angelica Risk. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Red Velvet went over with the final slice. Match 2, it was Lee Johnson versus Marcus Cross. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Lee Johnson went over with the Brain Dog. But after the match, as Dustin Rhodes and Lee Johnson were celebrating Lee Johnson's victory, Miro came out with a microphone and cut a promo, and Miro was pretty much congratulating Lee Johnson on his victory and talked about how AEW Dynamite was coming to Jacksonville, Florida this Wednesday for a homecoming episode, and Miro was talking about how Lee Johnson started his career in Jacksonville, Florida, and was saying this week on the homecoming episode that Lee Johnson didn't stand a chance against him and that he was going to demolish him and retain the AEW TNT title and everything, which that was cool. Match 3, it was Chris Statlander versus Ashley D'Ambrose. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Chris Statlander went over with the Big Bang Theory. Match 4, it was The Factory, which are match 4, it was The Factory, which are Aaron Solo and Nick Comoroto versus Hunter Knott and Rosario Grillo. That was a great match, but the ending to it, The Factory went over because Aaron Solo pinned Hunter Knott with a backbreaker diving foot stomp combination from Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo. Match 5, it was Yuka Sakazaki versus Danny Jordan. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Yuka Sakazaki went over with the airplane spin. And match 6, which was the main event, it was Darby Allin versus Bear Bronson. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Darby Allin went over with the coffin drop. Now, besides the matches, Chris Statlander cut a promo greeting everyone from the Andromeda Galaxy, and Chris Statlander was talking about how ever since she's came back to AEW, she's been faster, she's been better, and she's been beating every woman that comes in her way, that stands in her way. And Chris Statlander talked about how she was going to be the AEW Women's Champion, and Chris Statlander was also talking about the best friends, which are Trent, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy, and Chris Statlander was talking about how they're her best friends and that they have a great connection and everything, which that was cool. Now, besides all that, Tony Schiavone and Paul White done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. Eddie Kingston done guest commentary along with Tony Schiavone and Paul White during the matches of Red Velvet versus Angelica Risk, Lee Johnson versus Marcus Cross, and Chris Statlander versus Ashley D'Ambrose. Eddie Kingston done great on guest commentary. David Crockett done guest commentary along with Tony Schiavone and Paul White during the matches of Chris Statlander versus Ashley D'Ambrose, The Factory versus Hunter Knott and Rosario Grillo, Yuka Sakazaki versus Danny Jordan, and Darby Allin versus Bear Bronson. David Crockett done great on guest commentary. And QT Marshall done guest commentary along with Tony Schiavone and Paul White during the match between The Factory versus Hunter Knott and Rosario Grillo. QT Marshall done great on guest commentary. And the referees for the event were Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Rick Knox refereed the match between Red Velvet versus Angelica Risk. Mike Posey refereed the match between Lee Johnson versus Marcus Cross. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Chris Statlander versus Ashley D'Ambrose. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between The Factory versus Hunter Knott and Rosario Grillo. Mike Posey refereed the match between Yuka Sakazaki versus Danny Jordan. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Darby Allin versus Bear Bronson. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, I will say this. I was there for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation tapings. And I gotta say, it was awesome seeing it live. And, I was impressed from start to finish. And I really enjoyed those tapings. Because that whole taping, the whole show was awesome. The whole episode of AEW Dark Elevation was awesome. And I'm glad I got to experience it live. But anyway, I just want to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is August 2nd, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.